This is a veteran that loves the big moment. She feeds great energy and is a positive pitcher.
And she is facing a potent lineup. Skylar Wallace, in 3 games against Portland this year, is 7 for 8. Almost perfect. Yesterday, 2 for 2, including a double. And Chicago is a team that has been getting out to quick starts, scoring a lot of runs in the first innings of their games. And there you see what Skylar has done since coming back after playing professionally in Japan. And that is right when this hot streak took off for the Bandits. Two-one pitch. Fouled back. This Bandits lineup is lethal. They lead the league in just about every offensive statistic, including batting average, hits, runs, doubles, triples. Hitting .326 as a team. That is playable. Down at first, Sydney Stewart gets the always dangerous Skylar Wallace.
Well, you know that Portland has talked about starting fresh and starting the way that they want to start, because this offensive lineup for Chicago yesterday, it was an exclamation point right away.
That 5-run first inning, as Sammy Williams steps in, and they chase the starter, Sam Landry. She only faced 7 batters, lasted 2/3 of an inning, and gave up all 5 runs. Sammy Williams having an historic season. There's Sam in the dugout. Another ground ball. Grant throws out Williams. Let's take a look at that Portland defense. Falby out there in center field. Paige Sinicki filling in for Sis Bates, who is out with an upper body injury. Stewart playing first today. And Mia Davidson doing the catching. Gives Stewart over to first. Mac Barbara first. Starters and closers, and none better than Kat Sandercock. And she picked up the save yesterday in the 8-6 win, pitching the final 1 1/3 innings, giving up just 1 hit. And only had to throw 9 pitches, so she's fresh for today's start. Corby Otis leading things off for Portland. Went 0 for 4 yesterday. Portland was able to get 10 hits, which for them is a lot. Fewest hits in the league. And we have another sold-out crowd here in Portland, as always. Let's take a look at the Portland lineup. Megan Grant, always a threat to leave the building, batting second. Tori Vidalis broke out of a little slump yesterday, and Sinicki back playing second base and batting ninth with Bates out of the lineup. And Sandercock has Jocelyn Erickson behind the plate today. Mary Jacopo getting a little bit of rest. She's been doing most of the catching, and there is a 10 a.m. local time start tomorrow. There's that defense, very good on the left side, with Williams. Wallace playing for Aaron Koffel, who is now out for the rest of the season. And the outfielders cover a lot of ground. Circle in center. Did you ever have a left-handed catcher?
Never did.
Would that be weird?
Yes, it would be, but I think it would be uniquely awesome. I think there are some advantages that maybe she has, especially on the outer part of the plate.
Full count pitch goes into the stands.
I mean, you would get used to it, but right away it might be a little like, oh, okay, this is a different look.
Erickson, such a great career, finishing up at Florida, National Catcher of the Year. That is popped up. Erickson able to pop up herself and get Otis.
That's some Florida on Florida crime right there. Yeah, she's a Gold Glove winner, not just one Gold Glove. She's got 2 of them. We've seen her a lot at first base. The rookie is so versatile, but giving Mary Jacopo a little bit of a breather, and she's ready to go.
Erickson had the day off yesterday for the Bandits. And now Megan Grant. Grant coming in, hitting .250 on the season. She has 12 hits, 7 of them are home runs. That hits off of Kern at first, but Clements doing a good job to charge in and hold Grant to a single.
I love the tradition that we're seeing here in Portland when we see a base hit and Megan Grant turns to the crowd and it's a 1, 2, 3 cascade and you throw up the C's. The first base hit of the ball game is off of the base.
Yep. Hit the white bag. Kenley Cahalan. They're coming up hacking it against Sandercock. And Megan Grant continues her tear. She has now reached base in 13 straight games. That is the best in the league this year. Another Gator in Cahalan. Portland, by the way, a team that does not steal a lot of bases. And that might be an understatement. 2 of 6 on the season in stolen base attempts for the Cascade.
Well, this is a hitter that Portland would love to get going. It was a little bit of a rough outing for Kenley yesterday. She's in the 3 spot for a reason. She has earned her way and swung her way up the lineup.
2-2. She strikes out. She struck out 3 times yesterday, and Sandercock gets her.
And Sandercock, she's going in tight. The location on this and the movement. So perfect location right on the river. You have to protect with 2 strikes, and then that ball just flies out of the strike zone.
Sydney Stewart had a solo home run yesterday, part of that comeback for the Cascade. Got to within a run before falling 8-6. That's into center field, where Zirkle was playing shallow.
And that also use that screwball a lot more because of what she's seeing at the plate and those left-handed hitters.
Yeah, that's remarkable. 8 of the 9 swing from the left side of the plate. The exception is Sammy Williams. And the screwball movement to a lefty, tell us what that does.
Yeah, it's going to break away from Morgan Zirkle, and Gottschall will also work her curveball. So the curveball will break towards your glove if you're a right-handed pitcher. The screwball breaks away. So tailing 2 different ways, but it's going to be all about that horizontal movement, just going side to side.
Zirkle hit a 2-run home run yesterday and draws a leadoff walk here in the second, first base runner for Chicago. And now Taryn Kern, who has been moved up from 7th to 5th in the lineup because she had herself a day yesterday. First start since the end of June, June 28th to be exact. She was 3 for 4 with an RBI triple and a 2-run home run.
That'll get you a quick promotion.
Yep, back in the lineup. The Bandits sorely missing the bat of Aaron Koffel, last year's MVP and hitter of the year. Out for the rest of the season with a lower body injury. And that homer, yes indeed, was Kern's first as a professional. A rookie out of Stanford. Count goes to 2-2. Kern laid off the pitch. The second straight 3-ball count for Gottschall. Lifted in the air, playable at first for Stewart. Zirkle had to hustle on back to first base because she was taking off. Now Jocelyn Erickson. Doing the catching today.
Peyton's been working side to side. You can see a little smile from her. She wanted that one. It's also been a good use of her backdoor curve. Seen a lot of that pitch away from those left-handed hitters.
Zirkle takes off, and she is out. Mia Davidson throws out Zirkle. For the first time this year, Zirkle was 4 for 4 in stolen bases.
So huge. Some defensive momentum, a little bit of a protected steal, maybe a hit and run, but it was a little bit of an awkward slide from Morgan Zirkle. She hit the turf early and then pulled her arm back, and I feel like that slowed her down a little bit, but Mia Davidson showing off the arm. And Peyton, she's loving it. This is the energy that I'm talking about. There is no one that brings energy to the circle like Peyton Gottschall. It's just different.
So now nobody on as Erickson fouls that off her foot. The Bandits lead the league in stolen bases. Zirkle eliminated. And as you look at this field, yes, it is a baseball field that has been converted for softball, a former A, the minor league A system baseball stadium. Second walk of the inning surrendered by Gottschall, but the word is next year it will be converted into a true softball stadium, which is going to be magnificent, because it's already my favorite stadium in the league.
Yeah, it has not disappointed. And the fan support, and it's just gorgeous here. You have all of the trees that we're looking out in front of us, sunny skies.
Gonna have a high temperature of about 75 today. Perfection. Here's Bella Dayton. 7-game hit streak. Grant says not this time. To retire the side. So a couple of walks. But Gottschall, very, he's kind of almost like a Renaissance human.
There you go. No, that is a tease.
Especially an outdoorsy Renaissance human. Kendra Falby leading things off. Speaking of firsts, Kendra with the home run yesterday, her first as a pro. Kern and Williams playing in on the corners, and Kern had to hustle back and not in time, as she had to hustle back to cover first, but Falby runs very well.
You see the frustration from Kat Sandercock, and one bobble is all it takes for Kendra Falby and her speed to beat this out. And look how close this ball is to first base. Bang, bang play. I think Kat was a little bit shocked that that call was safe. She was thinking it should have been out.
Sarah Sacco Ferry, and another caught stealing. This time Erickson gets Falby, who went on the very first pitch.
The catchers are showing it off here. Mia Davidson and now Jocelyn Erickson, the rookie, the Gold Glove winner, throwing out her former teammate at Florida. And what a tag with Skylar Wallace, who also was at Florida. So there's a lot of Gator action there.
That was a perfect throw. Circle for the second out. And that was for Portland, just their 7th steal attempt of the season, and they fall now 2 for 7 in steals. And Erickson, as the lefty that time, that the batter's box was open, so she had that free space, and it was a perfect throw. And you have Wallace there with the tag. Tori Vidalis had a little hitting session with her dad, Johnny, and it paid off yesterday.
Had a clutch RBI double. She is the doubles queen. She is the RBI.
Just one game back. Chicago will finish against Utah. Portland has Utah and Texas, red hot Texas, after this series. Congratulations, the Volts won again today, 2 straight. The Blaze are going in the opposite direction at the very worst time.
Everyone's trying to be in that top 3 spot, and so it's why our series right here in front of us, Bandits and Cascade, you just saw the standings. This series means so much. Everyone is trying to position themselves with only so much left to play in the season. And so the number 1 overall seed will be in that championship series in Sharpie, and then the 2 and 3 standings seeds will be in that playoff game. And so it's one game, winner goes to the championship series, and you just got to have a chance.
Gotcho fired up, striking out Clements. Her first strikeout of the game.
Taking a look at this rise ball, it's up and it's away. And then the energy, little fist bump, glove slap. Yeah, there's no better feeling right there.
Number 9 hitter, Ilana Agbayani, trying to solve Gotchel. She was 0 for 3 yesterday in the Bandits win. 25-game season, so very short. It's gone by in a flash. You play every team 5 times. Chicago has clinched this series. If there were to be a tiebreaker between Portland and Chicago, they would win it. Chicago would, because they've taken the first 3 games of this series with 2 to go today and tomorrow.
Now Portland is still looking for their first win against Chicago. Kind of unique with how close they are in the standings. It's been a one-sided dominant effort from the Bandits.
Yeah, they got absolutely throttled when they played in Chicago. The June 30th and July the 2nd, a couple of run rule victories. Portland giving up 13 runs on day 1, 11 on day 2. And Portland, a team that does not score a lot of runs, as we have already mentioned.
Well, you know who does score a lot of runs?
Yeah.
Chicago.
See what Chicago has done against Portland pitching. Gotchel has struck out back-to-back batters.
I'm loving this start from the veteran Peyton Gotchel. Look at the screwball, the movement.
Well, you're right. Great animation as Skylar Wallace comes up. Savannah Collins has more on Chicago's dominance so far in this series.
Well, Coach Flowers went and looked back at that film from that series that they really struggled, and what stuck out to her was the pitching. Felt like that the Cascade pitchers missed over the plate a lot, was chasing too far, and that in this series it is going to be key for them to hit their spots, mix up speeds, and we're seeing Gottschall do that really well today.
And the one thing you don't want to do is miss over the plate against this Chicago lineup. Good look at the head coach down there at third base. And Wallace, one of the Bandits batters that has just absolutely owned Portland pitching. 7 for 9 in 3 games plus against the Cascade. Lucky Portland, they got Skylar right after she got back from Japan. And now a 3-1 pitch. Upstairs. That's the third walk given up by Gottschall, and it brings Williams up. Sammy grounded out her first at bat, and again, the only right-handed batter in the lineup today for Chicago. Outstanding numbers, the 32 RBIs, a new AUSL season record, eclipsing her teammate Erin Koffel, who had the record last year at 29.
Gottschall working that curveball away from Sammy Williams.
Taken off. Wallace slides in safely.
Well, I love this from Chicago, and this is what Shonda Stanton is all about. She is all about that aggressive base running, and she'll say you got to take what you want, and we need and we want a runner in scoring position.
Davidson has already thrown out one would-be base stealer today in Zirkle, and had a close play that time. Count goes full to Williams.
Peyton shaking a couple of pitches there. And there has to be total buy-in on this pitch. Full count, one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter at the plate. First base is open. Saw Sammy Williams ask our home plate umpire.
For most interesting person in softball, and Kenzie's going to take it away as we delve into your life and get to know you better.
Cool. Okay, well, let's just get into it, Jess. You have some unique background. I want everyone to everyone to hear about what jobs you have and how long you've had those jobs.
Oh yeah, I've worked quite a few jobs throughout my time already, and I feel like I'm so young. My most notable one is I worked with livestock for 6 years. I basically herded, sorted cattle, tagged cattle, and helped filter them into the livestock auction in front of a bunch of sellers for whatever purpose they use it, for feed or for selling for beef to the market, whatever it might be. I also did that with pigs, sheep, goats, the whole 9 yards. And I did that for quite a while. My mom works out there in the cafe, so I kind of just got put into that right away. It was more fun to be out there than helping cook, I think. I'm a lot more active.
Yeah, you want to be outside. You want to be outside. You are roaming out there in the outfield, right? So yeah, you want to be outdoors. I get it.
From that, I also worked at a winery for about a year. Family friend, I actually gave lessons to their daughter, and I was a wine educator and tasting room associate. So I just help teach people about wine and how it's made as I pour for them, and they get to try the wine. I think that was maybe one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Yeah.
I so would go back into it. The people are very hospitable. Everyone's super sweet. And it's just really interesting to learn about wine.
Oh yeah, I'm so into that. I want to pick your brain more on that a little bit. But I also want to congratulate you about, you just got your master's from UCLA.
I did.
Yeah, so proud class of 2026. Can you tell us what you got your master's in?
Yeah, so I got my master's in education, transformative coaching and leadership with the hopes of coaching one day.
Okay.
What I'm on track for right now. I was also a grad assistant this past year for UCLA, which was really incredible. Great opportunity kind of just to get to know the inner workings of being a coach and what goes on behind the scenes. I've always been the one playing, so being on the other side was very different.
Well, I think this is a great place for you because I'm looking over to center field and you have a head coach right to your right. And so have you picked Morgan's brain about maybe being a future head coach?
Oh yeah, of course.
What have you learned from Morgan, or what have you learned from all of these players that you're just building your database of wanting to be a head coach someday?
You know, I think we really just feed off of each other. We all have so much knowledge to share with each other. But the biggest thing I think is just being receptive. One sec. Being receptive to feedback and like knowing what you're doing. Just taking like initiative too and using your knowledge for the best. And I think in terms of Zerk, like really just having confidence and belief in yourself and in your team. She's really helped me a lot with that.
I love it. Well, we do have 2 outs, but I do want to ask one more question for me. What has gotten into this team? You guys are on an 8-win game winning streak, and you just seem like you're getting better every single game. What is it like to wear a Bandit uniform right now?
You know, this group is just family. We love to have fun. We're super calm and collected 99% of the time. And I think it goes as far to show, too, like, we all have each other's backs. Like, it doesn't matter who's on the field or who's up to bat or what's going on in any day or any time. We are just so bought into each other and bought into the process of being out here and just knowing that up until the last out, we're going to get it done. And we're going to do everything in our power to get it done.
And it certainly has shown. Corby Otis up right now. And before we let you go, do you have a favorite wine?
Ooh.
A favorite line?
Yes.
No, wine.
Wine. W-I-N-E. You know, your side thing?
Oh,
Wine?
I like center field the best.
Oh.
Wait.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think we're
I think
talking
I
about 2 different things.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
We're talking about we're talking about your job. You were working in a winery.
Favorite
The
wine.
drink. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But
We'll take both answers.
Yeah, now we know you want Zirkle's job.
From that winery specifically, Ella's Vineyard in Paso, Sangiovese,
Okay.
by far my favorite. Overall, though, I like a Cab Sauv.
Yep. Good choice.
Yeah, tasty. I like it drier. I'm not really into the sweet wines
Yeah, me
very
too.
much. I like white, kind of, but that's more of like a summer day. Like if on the regular, I think I would choose red wine for sure.
Look, this is why I'm loving the professional softball space, because I could never talk about wine calling college games.
No.
That's the first. Me neither. I don't think I've ever talked about wine ever. On the
Never.
field.
Like, I'm here for it. We're grown-ups now, right? We can do this.
We're
Yeah,
of age, everyone.
we are.
We're adults now.
Jess, are you guys talking about the playoffs? Like, are you guys talking about postseason right now, or are you guys just living in the moment?
Oh, I mean, well, both.
Okay.
And we're taking it game at a time, you know, one pitch at a time, but we're in it for the long one. We're expecting to go to the Champ Series. We want to be there. We're ready to be there. We're ready to bring in, show them. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the Talons. Show the Talons that
Little
we're
rematch.
not messing around. We had a rough start in the beginning, but we're a totally different team now.
I love it.
Full count pitch to Otis is high, so she works a 2-out walk. Jessica Clemens, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And
This is so fun.
yep, best of luck the rest of the way.
Watches women's sports and women's softball. That's all I got to say.
Mic drop.
Yep. All right, all right, thank you so much. The rookie out of UCLA from Salinas, California. I bet not a lot of people have herded livestock and helped out with wine. That's probably a unique combination.
And then you just add professional softball player on top of that. So she wants to be a head coach, just got her master's. Her resume is a unique one. I want to see all of those jobs on that resume. Like, look, I can do it all.
So now Megan Grant, who singled the first time she faced Sandercock, always a threat to hit a home run, 42 of them last year. Clement's teammate at UCLA. Oh, couldn't get it, went upstairs. Plays for 4th place, top 3 get to the playoffs. And right now, those 3 teams are separated by only 2 games. Utah and Chicago finish up with the series against each other. Mac Barbara leading off things here in the 4th, and that is the first hit for the Bandits. The ball gets all the way to the wall. Barbara seemed to hesitate a little bit, but was able to get in for a leadoff double.
That's a really nice piece of hitting here from Mac Barbara, and this was an outside pitch that she pulls, so it's not the hardest hit ball that we'll ever see from Mac, but it's enough. And Mac has been such a fun late addition to Chicago. Batting in that 3-hole, joined the team when Chicago was down in Texas playing the Volts out of the reserve pool, and it's been fun getting to know her story and chat with her a little bit. But she was so excited when she got the call to come join this team. And not only do you get to join the AUSL, but you get to join the hottest team right at the right time. Yes, let me think about it. What do I have going on right now?
And she was flying back from playing in Prague with the Italian national team. And she said when she got word, she literally broke into tears. Not drafted. And she has been a major contributor to the Bandits. Circle walked and was caught stealing back in the 1st inning. Barbara, by the way, an RBI double yesterday. Lots of extra base hits for this Bandits club. Zirkle had a triple and a home run yesterday. But that was just their first hit. Great outing for Gottschall in the circle. Keep this offense at bay for the first 3 innings. Framed for quite a while by Davidson, but they don't get the call.
That's a good pitcher spot.
You would want that one?
Yes, but I also am like, I probably am not going to get this call, but it would be really cool if I did.
Zirkle, nice bit of hitting, plunks it down in front of Falby, who came in to hold Barbara at 3rd. So a double and now a single to start things off in the 4th.
Just a little 2-strike poke here. And you can see it's not pretty. She throws her hands, her legs are gone, but you just got to do what you got to do when you have 2 strikes and you have a runner in scoring position and you're trying to pass the bat and get to this dugout where we've seen power come from all sorts of places. Taryn Kern, the game that she had yesterday, what a great spot Chicago is in right now.
Taryn Kern yesterday making her first start since June 28th, and we are going to have a pitching change. Gottschall going out, Brown coming in. We'll take a quick break. Well, Taryn Kern. What a game yesterday, her first start since June 28th. And she took advantage of the opportunity, to say the least. 3 for 4, including a 2-run home run, and was a double short of a cycle.
And so we saw Peyton Gottschall, she's side to side with her curveball and her screwball. Kenzie Brown is all about that vertical movement. It's pretty simple: rise, drop, and change.
Ahead 0-2, Kern laid off. This pitching staff coming into this weekend with the most strikeouts of any pitching staff in the league. Kenzie tied for third coming in. Kern just got a piece of it.
You have to be so tight where you're pitching to Taryn Kern, because if she gets extended, we can see something like this. Taryn Kern, one thing about Taryn Kern is she's on the plate. So when you're going inside, the room for error is so small. See where her feet are. Woo! That's a big time pitch. And you can see Kenzie Brown pointing to Mia Davidson, saying, good job sticking with that pitch. Loved the pitch call. Trying to get out of a jam, working up, up, up with that rise, and then you just pull the string.
Brown gets the big strikeout, first out of the inning. Jocelyn Erickson takes the ball. Walked by Gottschall in her only other plate appearance this afternoon. Hit down to first base, handled by Sydney Stewart. And Barbara stays put at third.
Well, typically we see Sydney Stewart behind the plate for Kenzie Brown. It's kind of been that 1-2 punch with those rookies, but Mia Davidson getting the start for Peyton Gottschall, and so Portland keeping Sydney at first base. It's a big ground ball to keep in front of her and also not allow Mac Barber at third base to score.
Now Mac Barber's cousin and Italian national team teammate, Bella Dayton, comes up. She is riding a 7-game hit streak, has 11 hits over those last 7 games, singles specialist. Off the glove of Davidson, here comes Barbara, safe, as Gottschall was unable to secure the ball in her glove. And we finally have a run.
Oh, this is so tough for Portland. A rise ball that gets away. Mia Davidson, she was doing everything she could. The throw looked to be there. Kenzie Brown just couldn't quite glove it. I'm not saying a clean tag would have beat Mac, but it would have been a lot closer.
A wild pitch charged to Brown. Circle now at third base. And the count goes to 3-1 to Dayton with Clements on deck. Davidson thought that might have been a swing, but nothing doing. So Dayton draws the 2-out walk. Mia's getting rid of the sunglasses that she has been wearing. A little bit of cloud cover now, still beautiful blue skies. Clement shows bunt, and we see Grant crashing in from third.
You have a lot of speed on third, you have a lot of speed at first, and you have a lot of speed at the plate. And you saw Jessica Clement showing bunt, a triple threat. Has a lot of options in this situation.
Upstairs, and you see Dayton over at first, daring Davidson to throw, but Circle runs so well at third.
I think Bella Dayton's going to seal right here. Just watching the communication with her and Shonda Stanton. There she goes.
There she goes. And zip, and Davidson didn't bite. Circle was ready to take off if Davidson made that throw down to second.
And so Bella Dayton is trying to bait Mia Davidson into a throw here because of the speed at third base with Morgan Zirkle.
No pitch handled by Davidson.
It is key for Mia, the catcher, to not only keep this ball in front of her, but there's a lot going on at first base.
3-1 pitch.
Changeup here, 59 miles an hour. You can see how far out in front Jessica Clements is.
Full count with 2 away.
And so the changeup makes that next pitch look so much faster, and it's why Jessica Clements was so late. That's what a great changeup can do to even one of the best hitters, these professional hitters. You have to have a changeup.
Another walk loads the bases. Back-to-back walks surrendered by Brown.
Oh, what a take here by Clements. Yeah, that's a good call. She holds. But what an adjustment. You swung at that pitch 2 pitches prior to that one, and you see it again. You're like, I'm not doing the same thing. I'm going to hold my bat.
Bases loaded for number 9 hitter Agbayani, who was struck out by Gotchel and swings through that.
Well, this is the hitter that Kenzie Brown has to go after. On deck, Skylar Wallace, maybe the hottest hitter in the league. I do not want to see that bat with the bases loaded.
Agbayani falls behind 0-2.
And I think it's why you see Ilana be so aggressive on the first 2 pitches in this at-bat. I think she knows it. I'm going to get a pitch.
Nope. Kenley Cahalan goes after the first pitch from Sandercock. Wallace squeezes it at short. Interesting schedule for Portland in this, their first year. They started the season on a 6-game road trip, came back for 3 here against OKC, then a 7-game road trip, and now finishing on a 9-game homestand. Literally only 2 homestands for Portland this year, and this is a biggie. 9 games. They beat Carolina twice, lost to Chicago yesterday, and then finish up with 2 against Utah and 2 against Texas. So many more opportunities for the home crowd to come out. Watch this team try to make it to the playoffs in their very first year in the league.
Well, I'm sure that was something that they were talking about as a program as they were going through all of those road trips, is like, we just got to hang on because the back half of our schedule really favors us. We get to be at home, sleep in our own beds, have our crowd and the momentum and the energy be behind us. And so they did exactly what they needed to do. They won just enough to be in the conversation about those top 3 teams. And so now you make a push.
Sydney Stewart, pardon me.
And see if you can go as far as you can. I mean, they are obviously dropping a game yesterday to the Bandits, so that moves them down 1. But between the Talons and the Bandits and Portland, everyone is right there.
Portland just 2 games behind first place Utah. Chicago a game out. It's going to be quite a push to wrap up this season. Sandercock, full count pitch on the way to Stewart. Inside. Sandercock got the save last night. He gets the start this afternoon. Falvey reached on an error her first time up. Sandercock could not field the batted ball cleanly, and that goes into the Chicago dugout. Chicago this year with Taryn Mowat-McKinney as their pitching coach, another Arizona Wildcat, calling the pitches.
Oh, I like that hack from Kendra. I think it's just so dynamic. We'll see her drop a drag. We've seen her get on base in this game today with her short game. And then yesterday, she can do this as well, swing it away. Her first professional home run, it was a solo shot. To me, that was the difference between Chicago and Portland in the game yesterday. Each team did have 2 home runs apiece, but for Chicago, it was two two-run home runs. And for Portland, it was 2 solo shots.
Falvey behind Sandercock 1-2 with Stewart over at first. Playable for Dayton. 2 away.
We're starting to see Kat go a little bit more to her rise ball. Second time through the lineup. First time it was all down in the zone. And so I love the fact that you can kind of save a pitch a little bit and not use it until you really need to and give a team a different look second time through the lineup. And that is what allows pitchers to go late in ball games, when you have different looks that you can continue to show hitters. And then work the change.
Great mix of pitches for Sandercock. Who's 3-0 on the season. Picked up her first save last night. Hack from Sacco Ferry goes foul. Sierra played for the Talons last year when they won the championship. Oh.
How did she get out of the way? The ball was in the batter's box. Wow. Like, how did this not hit her? How did it not get her shoulder? And so then what does Kat do? She goes right back inside. I'm loving the deep breaths that we see. Every pitch is so meaningful.
As they fell short in their comeback, falling 8-6, and you bring Hoover in now. Good move, right? Because it's top of the order.
No doubt. One thing about Carly, she's going to bring the velo right away. 70 miles an hour. Here it is. Locates her pitches so well, can change speeds if she needs to.
Only had to throw 6 pitches yesterday to strike out the only batter she faced, Jessica Clements.
You're going to see a lot of side to side with that curveball, that drop ball. She'll keep it low in the zone. And Carly, the veteran, she is so intentional with every pitch that she throws, working with Mia Davidson. They're teammates together over in Japan. And so you want to talk about a battery that knows each other so well and kind of knows what each other is thinking. And Mia can anticipate, Carly wants this pitch right here.
2-1 pitch to Wallace. Skylar 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base today. 7 for 9 against Portland pitching this season. Ooh, off of Wallace, who's going to need some time.
This is 71 from Carly Hoover, and that is going right into your foot. Right on the top of her foot, too. Remember, Chicago is already without Aaron Koffel, last year's MVP and hitter of the year, and Skylar Wallace has kind of taken that role as the leadoff spot for Chicago. She's hitting over 500, couple of home runs. Her speed that she gives you on the base paths, this is a hitter that Chicago just cannot be without.
There's Koffel over there, has a boot on her right foot. Big loss for this Bandits team. Two-two pitch to Wallace. And I think that got a piece of Wallace and Davidson behind the plate.
Yeah, this did hit Skylar. And then it also got Mia. Everyone's getting banged up in this at-bat.
So right after she fouled one off her foot, Wallace gets hit by the pitch. And here's Sammy Williams. It's grounded out twice to third this afternoon. Sammy yesterday with an RBI double. Also another RBI on a sac fly. Sammy has hit the most sacrifice flies in the league this season, but concentrating now on getting a base hit to try to scratch another run together.
You know, it's so interesting. Ever since Sammy Williams had one of the most amazing weeks of professional softball that we'll ever see, where she had 18 RBI in 5 games, I feel like ever since that week, I have seen very limited pitches on the inner half. Like, I can almost count the amount of pitches that I've seen inside to Sammy Williams. Everything has been away.
Trying to get the bunt down there. Now, you talked about that great week Sammy had. She has 13 RBIs against Portland, all by herself. Just against Portland, 13 runs driven in. Portland's leading RBI producer, Megan Grant, has 13 herself for the entire season. Big strikeout for Hoover.
And not one pitch inside, everything away. And when you're a veteran pitcher that Carly Hoover is, she is okay with that game plan. I am not afraid to show the same spot over and over again because I trust my location, I trust my movement, and I trust my velocity.
One away for Mac Barbara, who doubled and scored the only run of the game on a gotcha wild pitch back in the 4th. Goes out of play.
You know, it's also interesting, Pam, with Portland bringing in Carly Hoover right now. She is tomorrow's projected starter. Tomorrow's game's going to be an early one. We'll have our coffee for you up here at 10 a.m. local time.
That game will be on ESPN2 tomorrow morning / afternoon. Well, this fans are getting a little bit, they're getting grumpier as the game goes on with these non-strike calls. 1 and 2 to Barber with Zirkle on deck. Strikeout, throw down. Wallace is safe. Her second stolen base of the game, but now 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hoover.
It's good news for Chicago. Foot looks fine for Skylar. It's a good time to go with 2 strikes. You know that there's going to be some action, whether it's action at the plate, kind of protecting you as a base runner, or Mac Barbara putting it in play. She's so fast.
Davidson and Hoover huddling up. And so are the umpires. Not sure what that's all about.
Looks like there could be a challenge here from Portland.
Maybe thinking she left early?
Yeah.
The Cascade are challenging whether the runner at first base left early. The call is under further review.
Okay.
Well, Portland needs this score to stay 1-0. And with the speed of Skylar Wallace, her being in scoring position, even though there is 2 outs for Chicago. Chicago's in the heart of their lineup. Morgan Zirkle, Taryn Kern in that 4-5 spot. The way Kat Sandercock is pitching, I mean, she's been dominant. I'm looking at my scorebook, and only 1 hit allowed. So Portland just not seeing Kat in Carly Hoover's hand, and Skylar Wallace's back foot is still on the base. There's not enough there for me to overturn this. I thought it was perfectly timed.
Yep, call on the field was that she did not leave early.
After further review, all stands.
I think I heard stands.
Yeah, the microphone cutting out there.
And Skylar's going back to second.
But the call stands. Second stolen base of the game for Skylar. And her 5th on the season. That is a team high. Sliding mid on. Zirkle finally steps in. Head coach at Marshall University, her alma mater. And another delay. Shonda Stanton, head coach at Indiana now, was Zirkle's head coach at Marshall. Having a conversation with Lyndon Baptiste.
I got nothing, Pam.
Yeah, I'm kind of baffled myself. Extended delay between the review and then that before Zirkle gets a chance. Hacks at the first Hoover pitch off the screen. Screen that has been constructed behind home plate because it is a baseball stadium, and screens can't be any farther from home plate than 30 feet. So this one has been placed. Zirkle behind 0-2. There's a good look at it.
Trying to record some adjustments to text to her, but that's just not the same.
No, it's got to be hands-on with her, because over video or phone or whatever, the message just doesn't get sent the right way.
Without a doubt. And that'll do it. Tori leads off this inning with a base hit. Gotta love that.
I know, right? Kind of works out.
So what'd you think of that, AB? Kind of saw what looked like an off-speed pitch from our vantage point. Jumps on the second one.
Right. Just textbook, trying to stay up the middle, not do too much with it. Just get what they give you and just go with it.
Hey, Tori. We just got the heart from Tori coming in on the dugout. The pitch runner comes in for her. Johnny, question for you. You've watched Tori swing develop throughout the course of her career from when she was small to now a veteran in the pro. What are some things that have never changed? Those skills, kind of intangibles that have carried her to this level?
Just her hand-eye contact, and then her hands are so quick that a lot of times she doesn't realize that. And that's a lot of the problem because she doesn't trust herself. And, you know, hitting is confidence. So if you're confident in the box, the good things will happen.
Well, I can pass the messages on when I get back in the dugout, but I feel like she doesn't need it today. She's having a great day. One more question for you. You know, just as you've watched her develop, I feel like Tori just continues to get better. She's one of those players that just has never really plateaued. Why is that?
She loves her craft. She loves hitting. She loves fielding, playing first. If you love what you do, it's not work. So she's going to continue to do it as long as she can.
Well, I have loved getting to watch this game with you, watch that at bat with you right on cue, and I will pass the feedback to Tori when I get back in the dugout. Rhonda, Johnny, thanks for letting me hang out with you guys. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Savannah. And as Tori points towards the camera, Tori Vidalis lifted for the pinch runner. That's Sarah Willis over there at first base. And we have a pinch hitter as well, Kennedy Powell, coming in for Mia Davidson, who struck out when she faced Sandercock in her only at bat. And you mentioned it, Kenzie, it's just so hard to get anything going offensively. This is a Portland team that has struggled offensively all season, and now you're getting Kat Sandercock at her best. She just gave up her second hit of the game.
Yeah, and I think this move for Portland is trying to bring in more of a small ball or a short gamer, trying to put the ball on the ground. Kennedy Powell, 3 straight attempts at that slap, especially with the runner at first base. Put the pressure on the defense, because that big hit against Kat Sandercock, it might be tough to get the way that she's dealing right now.
Sammy Williams playing in at third. 0-2. Taken upstairs. Sandercock giving up 2 walks and 2 hits. Cascade have not gotten anybody past first base until right now. She's safe. And we'll see if Chicago wants to challenge. Here comes Shonda Stanton out to talk to home plate umpire Lyndon Baptiste.
Well, I think she beats it.
Stanton going into the circle now.
Ooh.
The Bandits call it further space. The call is under further review.
So the Bandits' first challenge.
I like the challenge too for Chicago, because you can feel the momentum starting to be built for Portland. And so I always feel like a challenge is kind of like icing the kicker in football, where you can kind of pause a little bit, break that momentum up, whether you win the challenge or not. I just think it's a good time to use it. Yes, it was a close play, but this is a pivotal moment in this game.
And an opportunity for the infield to get together with Sandercock. So right now, Willis, the pinch runner, is on second. Powell on first.
After further review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe at first base.
Very close, but the call stands. Pinch hitter Powell with a bunt single.
And how about the move for head coach Trya Flowers for Portland, going to the rookie and Kennedy Powell, seeing a little something out of her, knowing that she can utilize her short game, put some pressure on that defense, just tap it and go. Let's make something happen.
Paige Sinicki up for only the second time, grounded out to third. back in the third inning. Trying to get the bunt down. Sinicki had an incredible game yesterday, going 3 for 3. A bunt single, an RBI single, an RBI triple. And she hit the ground running coming back after her cancer treatment. And Sis Bates got hurt, so she was thrown into the starting second base role. Good bunt will get both runners over. And Sinicki, who is much loved anyway because she was an Oregon Duck, gets some more love for that execution.
Well, this is perfect softball right now, and this is the moment that Portland has to strike. You get 2 leadoff singles, a perfect sacrifice bunt from your number 9 bat, Paige Sinicki, and you now turn the lineup over to your best hitters, Corby Otis and Megan Grant.
Otis on the ground. Wallace flipped it over to Williams, who couldn't get the tag down, so everybody's safe.
This is unfortunate for Chicago that they weren't able to get an out, because I feel like there were outs everywhere to be had. You could see where Kennedy Powell was running from second base, just a couple of feet behind Skylar Wallace. Sammy Williams is right there trying to get Sarah Wallace out.
And with Megan Grant coming up, a visit to the circle. Taryn Mowat out there along with Alex Ibarra. And they're getting this sold-out crowd fired up. And this could be the last best chance for Portland. Bases loaded, just 1 out with their best power hitter up. Big cut by Grant.
I feel like she was swinging on that pitch no matter where it was. That ball was way in.
Grant tied with Williams and Maya Brady for the most home runs, 7 on the season.
Well, that's the pitch that Kat Sandercock struck out Megan Grant on in her last at-bat, that rise ball. I am going right back to it. You can either go right back to that rise, or you can go something really low and really away. Just look at that pitch location. That is nowhere near the strike zone, and Megan Grant is swinging. We're not going to see a ball enter that strike zone anywhere close. I mean, that ball is so far inside, it almost hits her.
Another 1-2 pitch on the way. Grant lifts it into short right field, where it's handled by the second baseman, Agbayani. Willis tagged, but stays put. Now 2 away.
Just a masterclass there from Kat Sandercock. Adjusting pitch to pitch, using everything she had, rise ball, drop ball, getting the fly ball out on the changeup, saving that changeup until she needed it. What an out.
Up to Cahalan, who is 0 for 2.
You know, Pam, it's interesting. The last 3 hitters, and Corby Otis, Megan Grant, and Kenley Cahalan, have all swung first pitch, and the bases are loaded. I don't love that. I love an aggressive mindset, but you just have to kind of know where you're at in the ballgame with the bases loaded. And I'm always thinking of it as a pitcher. There is so much pressure on my shoulders. There's so much pressure on Kat Sandercock right now. What if there's a pass ball? What if there's a ball in the dirt? Good things happen when you see multiple pitches, obviously, in an at-bat. You want to draw the count deep. And I feel like Kat is feeling that. She's feeling that early aggressive mindset from Cahalan and Grant and Otis. So what is she going to do? She's a veteran. I'm not throwing it anywhere near the strike zone. You can chase my bad stuff, and I'll get out of this thing.
She was one.
The game for Portland had 3 strikeouts in the last inning, so will this score hold? That was a great opportunity for Portland, and Kat just danced her way out of it.
Yeah, especially facing that part of the lineup. Carly Hoover, the 3rd Cascade pitcher that we have seen this afternoon, facing this heavy lefty lineup. Taryn Kern, first time she has faced Hoover. Kern moved up in the lineup a couple of slots today after a big day yesterday. Oh, got her. But Kern looks at her teammates and screams, "Let's go." That's the leadoff batter on. Second hit batter since Hoover came in.
This is the 5th hit by pitch that Taryn has had on the season, and I called a lot of her games when she was at Stanford. This is a hitter that loves to be on the plate, so she's not afraid to take a hit by pitch for her team, and you saw the energy that she was turning to her dugout, like, hey, let's get me home.
Jocelyn Erickson, foul ball. She went after the first pitch. Hoover, the 3rd pitcher that Erickson has seen this afternoon. Hoover projected to start tomorrow. We'll see how that goes, and it's a very, well, it's a short turnaround. We had a 2 o'clock local start here today, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Kern lets that one go by. This is the 3rd straight inning that Chicago has gotten the lead runner on. And another hit by pitch.
Well, remember how many left-handed hitters are in this lineup for Chicago? 8 out of 9. And so Carly Hoover, a right-handed pitcher, going in again and again, trying to neutralize the power that Jocelyn Erickson has. And when Carly Hoover is throwing 70 miles an hour, her strategy is just to jam hitters up. But when you have 8 left-handed hitters standing on that side of the plate and you're going inside, you have to be so pinpoint with your location. It's not like a right-handed hitter where if you miss your curve, you have a lot of room. You can just run it away. No, there's a human standing there, and that's why we've seen 3 hit by pitches from Carly Hoover.
Well, Carly Hoover, since coming in to start the 5th inning, has 3 strikeouts and 3 hit batters. In the 6 batters that she has faced. Bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, 9, Bella Dayton up next. Dayton pops it up. Trying to move the runners along. See a healthy batting average, but Bella has only one extra base hit all year. It was a double, everything else singles. A lot of them via the bunt. Short game.
Megan Grant in a couple of steps. Sydney Stewart staying back at first base.
Up in the air, can Grant make the play? No, but applauded for the effort.
Now she wanted this one. Full extension, and this is tough when you're running in. Then you have to do a quick little drop step, go to your right, run it down. A lot of space down the lines.
The 1-2. Hoover frustrated, along with Davidson, not to get the strikeout. Ooh, and that hit Dayton. So she'll take a little elongated trip to walk it off. Dayton trying to keep her 7-game hitting streak alive. 0 for 1 today with a ground out and a walk. Appeal down, no swing.
And Carly Hoover is really talking to Mia Davidson. She saw something after that last pitch. Check swing, no. Good hold.
Full count with 2 on. They get 1 out, but runners on the corners with Clements coming up.
You see Carly Hoover talking to her rookie at first base saying, good job, way to get that lead out. Keep some speed off of scoring position in second base. And look at the angle that Sydney Stewart had to take on that throw. That's a dicey throw over there. If that ball gets away, who knows what can happen. So the confidence from Sydney Stewart, the rookie, who is not the everyday starter at this point at the catching position, but that's where we've seen her the majority of the season. We've only seen her a handful of times at first base, so that was just a very confident play.
So 1 away with runners on the corners for Clements. For more on Hoover, let's go down to Savannah Collins.
That talking that Carly Hoover does is her trying to cultivate this 9 versus 1 mentality that she has in the circle. She has everybody behind her. And for her, it's an advantage against these hitters to try and create that confidence with the entire field that it is us versus just you.
And she's very vocal. She's always looking around, talking to, of course, Mia Davidson behind the plate, but talking to her infielders. She'll even look in the dugout and have a little bit of a conversation.
Yes, and this is actually Mary Jacopo coming up to pinch hit for Clements. Jacopo getting the day off behind the plate. Erickson spelling her as the starting catcher. Just the second righty to hit for Chicago this afternoon, along with Williams.
That was a great spot by Hoover, and that was a very uncomfortable swing in a hitter's count for Mary Jacopo. 3-1 count. That pitch was way inside, and you could tell it was not a hitter's swing. It was kind of a defensive swing here. And if you feel that and you see that as a pitcher, that's going to fire you up a little bit. Like, I had you fooled on that. That was a hitter's count.
Full count. Jacopo, swing and the miss. They concede second base to Dayton, but now 2 away. 4th strikeout for Hoover in this, her 2nd inning of work out of the pen.
Now Chicago is still looking for a base hit against Carly Hoover. It's been a lot of traffic because of those free passes, the hit by pitches. But when Carly is not hitting batters, well, she's striking them out.
Agbayani struck out twice today, and she is safe. Sadicki charging well at second, but the speed of Agbayani leads to the 2nd run.
There's nothing Paige Sadicki can do about that. That ball was bounced up the middle by the rookie Ilana Agbayani to perfection, and she has been so good in this 9th spot all season. It's been fun to see the lineup come in every single day and see the changes all around for Chicago. But one thing that has not changed is where Ilana Agbayani has been in that 9th spot and at second base every single day since game 1. She has been just a very underrated, consistent starter for this Bandits team.
Very good at second defensively, and also, as you mentioned, very good leading things off. She has flown out and walked against Sandercock. Had a home run yesterday. Chicago can hold on. It will be their 9th straight win, and that will be a new record in this league for winning streaks. Sent into left field, but foul. Talons earlier this year also had an 8-game winning streak. They're hanging on to first place right now, a game ahead of Chicago, just 2 ahead of Portland as play begins today. Slow roller, Williams gets in front of Wallace. The throw not in time to get Stewart.
This is tough for Sandercock because she gets the result that she wants. A power hitter like Sydney Stewart, who had a home run yesterday off the end of the bat, working the changeup, and there was just a little hesitation from Sammy Williams. And that hesitation allowed Sydney Stewart to get her stride under her. It's a 6-foot-tall catcher who has some good speed at first base.
Falvey showing bunt. 2nd straight inning that Portland has gotten the leadoff runner on. Portland is actually out hitting Chicago 4-3 in this game. Chicago able to get the run at the top of this inning without getting the ball out of the infield. Hit by pitches, and then the infield single by Agbayani scored the run. Falvey behind 1-2. Another strikeout for Sandercock. It is her 5th of the game.
Taylor McQuillan getting loose. She has been on the injured reserve list, so on the roster and ready to go today. And then Lexi Kilfoyle there, a righty to her left, getting loose.
McQuillan just activated from the 7-day injured list today. Bree Copeland was returned to the reserve pool. to make way for McQuillan's activation. Here is Sacco Ferry. Trying to get her first hit today, had one yesterday. And the 8-6 loss, very different game today. Another foul ball that got a piece of the batter. A little off that one as it's just sent foul. Sandercock trying to beat Portland for the second time this season. Got them when they played earlier in Chicago. 2-game sweep for the Bandits. Lifted into the outfield. Zirkle can cover ground very quickly, and that retires Sacco Ferry.
So for Portland, you get that leadoff base hit, that infield base hit from Sydney Stewart, and 2 unproductive outs follow it. In a pitcher's duel, you've got to find a way to, if there's going to be outs, they need to be productive outs at this stage of the game.
And that replay you just saw in real time, the speed of Zirkle, who was playing on the other side of second base in the outfield, and made that look easy as she covered that ground. 2 away after Stewart led off with the infield single. And Tori Vidalis singled her last time up, her 3rd hit of the weekend. Two strikes go by Vidalis. And here's her dad, Johnny. Gave her a little hitting lesson yesterday. Got 2 hits. Chance for Wallace to end the inning, and she does just that. Leadoff infield single, but then Sandercock came in out of the bullpen. And she faces Sammy Williams for the 2nd time. She struck her out the first time she faced her today. And Williams, after a torrid start, has cooled off a little bit as of late. She had to, right? She had that one weekend with, what, 18 RBIs?
Yeah, the pace that she was on, I don't know if there's anyone that could ever continue the pace that she set in that 5-game stretch with those 18 RBI.
But always a threat when she comes to the plate. Still hitting .439, so quite good.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to get everyone's attention right when those numbers start coming in, and you continue to see the highlights day after day and game after game on social media. Like, oh man, this is the hitter that we need to be a little bit more careful with. Let's watch some more film. We got to study her a little bit more.
Leading the league in a lot of categories. Coming into this weekend, average tied for the lead in home runs, record-setting RBI season. leading the league in doubles as well. And the umpires in the sold-out crowd speak up.
A little bit out.
That was not a strike.
A little bit out.
Good frame by Davidson, but that was a ball. 3-1 pitch to Williams. 71 from Hoover. Sammy Williams has her name all over leaderboards in the league. Now second in average. Sends that into right field, but retreating nicely, Otis retires Williams on the full count pitch.
A lot of pitches in that at bat, got it to full. But if you're Sammy Williams, I'm actually kind of happy with that swing because she has struggled with the outer side of the plate. All of those curveballs away from her, and that was a really nice piece of hitting.
Now Mac Barbara. And those of you tuning in to see the Canadian Football League in Montreal, that is now streaming on the CBS Sports app and cbssports.com. So check that out, and we will get you to Canada when we're finished here. And Hoover's does not hide her emotions when she's out there in the circle. Yeah, you're right. That you can just see the rapport between her and Davidson, the catcher. That's got to be, you were an elite pitcher. That's huge, right?
Yeah, especially with how much they have been through in the professional space. So it's not like you're, a youngster in college. Like, you are deep into your career where you feel like you know yourself the best, and then you also know your battery mate the best as well.
Played together in Japan. And now here in Portland, and Shonda Stanton talking to Barbara.
This pitch was in tight.
Also a ball.
And you can see the frustration from Mac Barbara.
I don't blame her.
I love the timeout, though. That's a great job by Shonda Stanton to say, like, hey, let's get rid of this frustration and not allow it to carry into the next pitch, because we can still change this at bat. We still have pitches to go.
Staying alive. Barbara doubled and scored on a wild pitch. Back in the 4th inning, Peyton Gottschall was the starter. Kenzie Brown came in, and now Hoover got her.
Fifth strikeout in relief for Carly Hoover, going right back to that inside part of the plate that had Mac Barbara frustrated.
All right, CFL action is still streaming on the CBS Sports app and cbssports.com/CBSSN. Zirkle got under it. And then Otis will bat third, their leadoff hitter. And Sandra Cox saying that Powell was over the plate.
Well, yeah, she's fighting for that river spot. And Shonda Stanton, she's coming out saying that Kennedy Powell had her arm over that river spot, was outside of the batter's box. And that's the key. Where is the arm location? Is it outside of the river's box? You make the call at home. Do you think her arm was past that white chalk? That's what Kat Sandercock is fighting for. That's what Shonda Stanton wants. Not to say that it's an automatic strike, but just say, is that a ball? and not a hit by pitch because it was over the river and not in the batter's box.
The Bandits are challenging the location of the pitch, not whether the batter got hit, but where the pitch was at the time that the batter got hit. The call's under further review.
Okay, exactly as Kenzie Fowler described. Kat Sandercock has only hit one batter all season.
Look, any pitcher knows this rule by heart because you are always fighting for that river because that is a shared space. That is not a space that belongs to the batter. It also does not belong to the pitcher. It is a shared space. And so if that elbow guard is outside of the box and over the river as a pitcher, I'm like, hey, that's not an automatic hit by pitch. And so this is going to be a tough call for our umpire crew. Do they think it was in that river or do they think it was in the box? And so right there, oh, that's tough. And it's tough, our angle. We're off to the side. We're not dead on from center field, so you really can't tell exactly where that ball is. But I could see where Kat is thinking that's in the river. Yeah. And you can definitely see the elbow guard is reaching out a little bit. And also look at where the toes are.
After further review, the call stands. The batter is awarded first base.
Chicago exhausting their two challenges.
Well, you have to have short-term memory and just move on. Cannot allow that frustration to go into your next pitch. And as a pitcher, that's the name of the game, short-term memory.
Third straight inning. Portland's gotten their leadoff on. Here's Paige Sinicki. Sacrifice bunt, her last time up. Playing in her fourth game of the season. Sends it foul. So just the second hit batter for Sandercock all season. As a staff, Chicago has thrown one wild pitch all year. And that was Bree Copeland, who's no longer with the team.
Look at that breakdown with 100 pitches, over 70 strikes in 100 pitches, Pam. That is incredible.
Just through pitch 101. So over 70% of her pitches have been for strikes. Three-one pitch with Powell at first. Full count. Popped up into no man's land. Wallace couldn't get it. And the bloop single for Sinicki. First and second, nobody out.
The difference of 2 inches has Portland with 2 runners on, no outs, and the top of the lineup coming down. So you think about the hit by pitch to Kennedy Powell. She's on base, and then just a couple inches out of the stretch diving Skylar Wallace. And Paige Sinicki, who was a 3 for 3 yesterday, you could see her shaking her hand a little bit, jammed up, but doing enough.
And Corby Otis, hitless yesterday, hitless today. Up in a big situation.
Man, this feels like the 5th inning all over again.
Cascade loaded the bases with 1 out in the 5th inning and couldn't score. They have left runners on in 5 of the 6 previous innings. And the Bandits trying to set a new league record for consecutive wins. Shonda Stanton, first-year head coach. Peyton Gottschall, who started this game, just came out of the dugout to get their fans on their feet, and looks like most of them have obeyed. Great fan base. And a 2-0 pitch to Otis. Popped up in the infield. Agbayani, 1 away. And now Megan Grant came up with the bases loaded in the 5th against Sandercock and popped out. If she hits her 8th home run of the season, this game's over.
Well, she was swinging really big in her last at-bat. She had a base hit off of Cat in the 1st inning down the right field line, struck out in the 3rd inning, and then popped up to second base with the bases loaded in the 5th. Thought she had expanded her strike zone a little bit too much, a little bit over-anxious.
That's roped, but well foul.
And when you have a hitter swinging a little bit bigger than what they should be as a pitcher, those are free strikes, because if I'm going way in and your bat is going to get to it because you are expanding your strike zone, that's a foul ball. That's a strike for me.
Sandercock ahead 0-2 with the power of Megan Grant. Stairs.
Well, that's the pitch that Megan struck out on in the 3rd inning, that rise ball.
Got her on another one. So Grant has left 5 runners on base her last 2 at bats.
I just love the fact that Kat did not give up on that rise ball just because she saw Megan Grant take it, knowing that she had that big swing in the 3rd inning, confidence in that pitch, going right back to it.
6th strikeout for Sandercock, who's trying to put it away with Cahalan in what would be Kat's 3rd complete game in 4 starts. She got the save yesterday, trying to pick up her 4th win of the season. Powell at 2nd, Sinicki at 1st. That rise, holy.
I mean, one thing that Kat has done so well at this game is that she has not missed over the heart of the plate. All of her misses, she's missed outside of the strike zone. And in this league, you cannot miss over the heart of the plate. That's the difference between a run or not a run.
1-2, popped up. Sammy Williams grabs it for the final out. And Kat Sandercock with a complete game shutout. Chicago got out-hit 5-3, but did just enough to win. And then Sandercock getting crucial outs when she got in trouble.
What a performance from Kat.